What is going on, traders? Today we are going to be taking a look at Link, Mr. Link. Okay, so Bitcoin is kind of course, going sideways in the market, so market is bored. What happens next? All those Bitcoins, they start floating into various other shitcoins and altcoins, and well, ChainLink is not a shitcoin. I don't think it's a shitcoin. It does very nicely. Generally, it does very nicely, and there are certain fundamental facts about ChainLink which are actually very strong, in fact. And when it comes to adoption as well, ChainLink seems to be one of the cryptocurrencies which have been doing great in the adoption curve as well. Now this chart right here is going to be the Bitcoin comparative for ChainLink in the macro. Now 3-day time frame is certainly going to be a macro, but I'm just going to be starting off with the weekly, and I'll just simply put on the 21 simple moving average. That's it. This is your story. This is the analysis for ChainLink. I hope you guys had fun. Catch you on the next video. Just kidding. Let's get back onto the analysis. Well, this line is pretty much the trend control and the trend bearer for most of the Link's lifetime, as you can see here. Starting off at August of 2018, the 21 weekly moving average has been pretty much guiding the entire trend to the upside. And now when we rejected it with a certain conviction, when Bitcoin was actually breaking above the all-time highs, well, we did have 63% downside on the Bitcoin comparative. But as Bitcoin is kind of ranging sideways, you can see the capital is kind of flowing back into ChainLink. The Bitcoins are actually getting back in ChainLinks on these regions. That's why the Bitcoin comparative ratio is doing good since the past 2 weeks. Just shrinking down the time frame into 3-day. It's a very clear picture, actually. It's a very clear picture. Let me just take off the moving average for the timing and just do some naked charting here. Well, you can argue about this trend line, which the price actions from the downside were just rejected with a bullish engulf, and you want to head up higher. And you could argue with the logarithmic chart as well, like this. changes the picture quite a bit, right? So certainly now you want to be looking at where the buyers are going to be aligning to buy this thing up and take this price higher. So what you have to find out is whether the logarithmic chart is going to be under consideration or the basic arithmetic chart is going to be under consideration. For long-term time frames, spamming about from 3 days to weekly to monthly, you generally go for the logarithmic values. So we're going to be going with logarithmic charts, and as you can see how beautifully these areas were just bought back up, and this was kind of like a Genesis trend line. And I mean, each bounce coming off of this trend line was, well, measuring above 100%, 125 again. This was a 60% here, and then this ultra gigantic move of 300%, again bouncing off of the same trend line, the Genesis trend line of this bearer. Now where we are back testing it, we are retesting it, we are we are just trying to see if we can actually poke through this, just poke back through the line and just start going sideways just like this, and just that's what most likely ChainLink is going to do if Bitcoin continues to go sideways. If Bitcoin actually breaks the trend and it starts heading up to the upside, maybe to 50k, 60k, then we are looking at some ChainLink downside like this, downside to consolidation price action like this. But if Bitcoin is going to be ranging here, we could certainly pop back up here, get reaccumulated like that, and, maybe wire it a couple of times, and then we could probably test the all-time highs again. In that case, there would be kind of like an inverse H and S. This is your left shoulder, this is your head, and that's going to be your right shoulder. And well, that would probably take Link to the price discoveries. Well, not exactly, but at least the all-time highs on the Bitcoin comparative, on the Bitcoin ratio. The Bitcoin ratio all-time high from these levels are about 100%. So as I was looking at this Genesis trend line here, each bounce each bounce presents itself above 100% range, coming off of the trend line. So this is what I'm going to be looking at here, the most significant level. It's going to be 80,000 satoshis. 80,000. If you're looking at 3-day closures above 80,000 satoshis back up again, then we could be talking about ChainLink testing the all-time highs against the Bitcoin comparative ratio, which would be pretty interesting to see. I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see how the market behaves on those levels. 100% move on the Bitcoin comparative, as Bitcoin is ranging sideways, means a $50 ChainLink, right? This just hold your horses right there. It's not going to happen in one single day. But 100% move in Bitcoin comparative means a $50 chain. It's as simple as that. If Bitcoin dumps below 30,000, goes to 28, goes to 19, which is less likely, which is not likely at the moment, then the 100% Bitcoin comparative ratio would not really mean a $50 chain link. Let me just get into the charts, in fact, real quick on the Tether. Well, this is pretty much price discovery behavior, the US dollar. I mean, alright, let's just be simply honest. It's a pretty stupid idea to actually chart the US dollar comparative for any altcoins, because the competition is not there anymore. The competition lies between the cryptocurrencies. We have already won against the fiat. If you see Bitcoin at these levels, we have certainly won against the fiat. So our competition is not going to be against the fiat currencies anymore. We are going to be taking a look at Bitcoin comparative, mostly to figure out which crypto is going to be outperforming Bitcoin. That's what you want to be looking at. If your crypto is not outperforming Bitcoin, then you're probably better off holding BTC, right? I mean, that would make more sense. Tension-free kind of risk-free trades there and confirmed money. So that's why I personally feel that charting the US dollar comparatives are just simple. They're stupid, to be honest. I mean, all right, let's just simply look at the Fibonacci ratio for the time being. Well, on price discovery behaviors, it really depends which level you want to take. I'm going to be taking 3 point of contacts here. So we have actually pretty much tested the 1.618 at 26. I'll actually be topped at 25 on this 3-day candle itself, but 1.618 is at 26 and the 2.61 is at 38. 3.414 47, 4.236, which is the significant zone of all the price action. Of course, the 2618 and the 4236, these both levels are going to be extremely important in potential profit taking zones in price discovery behavior, because you don't really know where it's going to go, to which level it's going to stop at. So it's always better to just keep on just exiting the market. Like, you have to dollar cost average out of the market, just like the way you dollar cost average into the market, right? These could be your potential zones. Now, if we actually head on to 4.236 levels, it's going to be near about 100% move to the upside, which would suggest the Link BTC comparative ratio testing the all-time highs, right? We test the all-time highs on the Link BTC ratio. Bitcoin stays sideways. Link goes to $50 on the 4.236 Fibonacci price discovery Fibonacci zones. I mean, so I think that's been pretty much it for the ChainLink, Mr. ChainLink analysis. Really one of the good outperformers, not a shitcoin from any angle. You've got a lot of fundamental use cases all across the crypto space. Certainly one to be eyeing at in the coming bull run. And just like Benjamin Cohen from Into the Cryptoverse says, it's too risky not to have ChainLink in your portfolio for the coming bull run. It's just like, it just goes like that. It's one of the most significant assets here. So got to be paying a close eye on however Link performs in the market, and I'm going to be keeping you guys updated as we progress further into time. Let's hopefully see if we can test the all-time highs, or we just simply reject here, just come back down, gather some liquidity and go on this. Probably I'll be updating you guys on the ChainLink situation by the end of this week, which just started. So I hope you guys gain some value out of this video, and I hope it clears up a bit of the long-term picture. And well, I do not think you should FOMO. I think you should just wait for the perfect opportunity to show itself, and then you take from the market. You take from the market when the market is willing to give. You do not forcefully get into the market to take things. It's gonna screw you up. It's gonna throw you away. It's gonna just anyway. I'll be discussing all of these things in upcoming videos in terms of trading psychology and all those. There's a lot of content coming up as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this analysis, and I will be catching you guys soon. Take care.